Hi YouTube, it's Tan Brolo here. Today I want to talk to you about Magic Jacks and my review since I've been using one. I have been experimenting with a number of things and I think I have some info to share. I have some details about getting a fax machine to work. I have details about getting caller ID to work, which apparently is a problem with a lot of Magic Jacks. And I also have info about getting a primary phone line for the house running in a Magic Jack, as well as a secondary phone line using Magic Jack. So let's get down to it. Okay, so first off, when I got a Magic Jack set up, I noticed that caller ID was not working, and I Googled around, and it turns out there is a fix, and I've made a few of these repairs. So what you have to do is you have to get a 100,000 ohm resistor. You can get that at Radio Shack, any electronics store, and place it in line between your phone line cables. So here's an example of two of the ones I made. One is just an extension for a phone line or actually for a network cable, and I cracked this open, put a resistor in there, and now the caller ID works on a Magic Jack. Magic Jack caller ID, tested, works. So that one works just great. Something else I did, I have a bunch of spare DSL filters. You get these from your internet service provider when you use DSL. This also works great. Crack this open, get a resistor, wire it in as is required, and this will also work as a Magic Jack caller ID fix. So that works just great. Next, I'm going to show you how I use Magic Jacks in my home. I happen to have a smart panel in my basement. That's what you're looking at now, and this makes things really simple to get a Magic Jack and distribute it throughout your entire home. So I'll open this up and show you what my setup looks like. This is my home's smart panel. It contains my cable modem, my wireless router, and it also contains two netbooks, both EPCs, that I bought for under $70 each. And what they do is they're dedicated telephone servers. So I have two Magic Jacks running, and these machines just stay running all the time with the lids closed. They each consume about 13 watts of power, so it's pretty negligible. And all they do is answer phone calls. That's it. So I've set it up. One of them is for the entire house. The second one is a business number. So because I have a smart panel and I have access to all my wiring, I simply plug in my household Magic Jack, and that's it right here. Whatever I plug into this feeds out to the rest of the house. So you can plug a phone into any jack in my entire home, and there will be a dial tone coming from this Magic Jack. So I wanted to go one step further because I really wanted a second business line, because I do some work from home, and it's cost effective to use a Magic Jack for $2 a month versus put in a second phone line for $40, $45, $50. So that's what I've done. I went out, I bought a second EPC, I got a second Magic Jack, and just by playing with the wiring, actually, you can see right here, I've got two little wires right there, and that feeds my entire home with a second phone line. So that's it for the smart panel. I'll explain to you now what the wiring looks like. It's not too complicated actually, and I'll give you a quickie tutorial. Okay, so how to add a second phone line to your home. This is what phone cable looks like. This is just a standard run-of-the-mill phone line. You can see what the end looks like. If you cut open the wire, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see four wires. If I can just get the focus to work. There we go. There's four wires. The way to remember the colors and what they do is this. It's Christmas trees and bumblebees. The two middle wires, green and red, that's your Christmas tree, and the outer wires, yellow and black, is the bumblebee. The phone line running in your house is typically the Christmas tree. So green and red, if you have a single phone line in your home and you sliced up any of your wires, this is what it'll look like. Your phone line is running through the green and the red. So that means there's two other cables there, yellow and black, that are not being used. They're just dormant. They don't do anything. That's the bumblebee. So why not use those cables to run a second phone line? That's all you need to do. So what I did was, in my smart panel, I sliced up a cheap phone cable. I paid 50 cents for it at a dollar store. Shouldn't it be the 50-cent store? Anyway, that's another video. So I sliced it up so that the Magic Jack, which runs out a Christmas tree line, green and red, instead feeds out to the yellow and black. Then I go into any of the jacks in my home. Here's the one in my office, for instance. I have a phone jack here, and I just unscrewed this and I removed the green and the red cables in the back. I hooked up the yellow and black ones in their place, and that's it. This phone jack now feeds, it gets a dial tone from my second phone line. That's all there is to it. So just like that, down here, I have two phones. I have a home phone, I have a business phone, and they're both running on separate phone numbers using Magic Jacks, costing me $4 a month combined for both of them. One problem that took me a while to fix was getting the fax to work. Faxing is not supported by Magic Jack. There's been mixed results when trying to fax. I unfortunately had no luck. I tried all the suggestions from the Magic Jack website: lower the fax speed, lower the quality, the resolution. Nothing seemed to work, but just yesterday I did manage to fix it, and I'm going to show you how. So I've opened the lid on the EPC that's running my business line just to show you the software for the Magic Jack. I can't believe how easy this was to get a fax to work. In the software, top left corner is menu. Select volume and open up your volume setting. By default, the speaker and mic is not turned up all the way. It's I think it's 3/4. So after playing around a lot, I decided to just turn those up to full, and then I hit OK and tried to send a fax. Wouldn't you know it, it worked. So it turned out that the reason why the fax wasn't working was the line signal just wasn't loud enough, either incoming or outgoing, I don't know. So as soon as I did that, faxes worked. I then went back to my fax machine, I turned error correction back on, I turned the resolution back up, I turned the fax speed back up to the fastest, and everything works. So that is my fax fix. Just turn up your volume, and hopefully that'll get your faxes working. In closing, I've been using Magic Jacks for about a year. I've been using two of them at the same time for about 3 or 4 months now, and I have nothing but good things to say about the Magic Jack. I've read all the negative reviews, and I'm a firm believer that if you're having Magic Jack problems, it's likely your internet service that is causing it. If you have better internet speed, less latency, it's going to sound fine. So I suggest to everyone who wants to buy one, buy it from a store with a good return policy. Take it home, try it out. If it doesn't work, or if it's choppy, or you just don't like the quality, just take it back, get your money back. Maybe it just doesn't work best for you in your home, but they do work great. Using both of them at the same time, I have no quality problems at all. There's always a dial tone. Everything works. It's excellent. So I highly recommend Magic Jacks. Now, they're even better if the caller ID works. There's a fix for that. If you can fax with them, there's a fix for that. And if you can set up a second phone line in your home, and there's a way to do that, as I've shown you. So that's it. I hope this was helpful. And again, I give Magic Jack a good rating. I give it an A.